Hello, my name is Evelyn Field. I'm a psychologist, an author, and a professional speaker. And I really love speaking on cruise ships. Although the following video leaves a little bit to be desired, I hope it gives you a good impression of myself as the sort of speaker you would like for some of your cruises. I like to connect with my audience as though we're just talking, a bit like on television. I like to show photos and cartoons, tell interesting stories, and make it all entertaining. And then I like to give some takeaways. I'd like people to leave the session saying, "Oh, I knew that already, but it was good to have it reinforced. Or I've actually learned something." So I hope that this brief video will give you some inkling of myself as a speaker, and hopefully I will suit your cruising audiences. Thank you very much.
Like the butterfly, we need to belong to groups. But we also need to think about our own needs. So on the left, we've got to deal with our feelings, understand why we feel that way, and make sure we value ourselves. That's our inner self. The other side is our outer self. We've got to learn how to communicate with people, verbally and non-verbally.
Vulnerable they are, because the more vulnerable your identity is, whether you're fat or dumb or beautiful or rich or poor or whatever, it's regardless, it's your vulnerability, your sensitivity that will enable a child to react to a bully. In other words, to make a bully happy.
But then the pilot had to go from the Queen Liz onto his pilot boat. If he missed, he'd be dragged under the boat. If his pilot boat got too close, it would be dragged underneath the Queen Liz. Now, hopefully we'll all get off at the Bay of Islands and we'll see that little gap, and we'll be a little bit, some of us will be a little bit nervous. That's okay. There's a lot of help around. But I imagined what it would be like for that pilot doing it all the time. And I said to him, do many get killed? He said, "Oh, no, they're fine." To me, that looks like a really stressful job. I'm sure to most of us. And to him, that's just another day's work. That's the way life is. We all see things differently. So what's stress? Stress is like when you see a tiger in the distance. I went to India many years ago, and the guys who show you around bring each other and say, "Oh, there's a tiger over there," and we go. And I have hardly time to get out my camera and take a photo, and he's gone. So stress is like that. It comes and then it goes.
We've got to sit down and look at why things work with COVID. Everybody worked together. Everybody realised that COVID was life-threatening. Bullying is life-threatening. Apart from the way it endangers your brain, changes the genetics of the brain. Whereas what I did is I used South Korean and other Asian music for the audio book I wrote for Harry the Bully Blocker. And I'm using Asian psychology, which is different to Western psychology, all the time. I think I've learned more from Asian psychology in the last few years than Western psychology in the last 20 years. And of course, you can see down below, Harry came out, I think now 2 years ago, and Bully Blocking, the third version of the original book, came out earlier this year. So what was COVID like for you? What sort of experience? Were you with people? Were you alone? Did you live in the country? Were you able to catch up with your nearest and dearest? Did you do anything different? And I think it's always back to taking a look at your life and saying, do I need to make changes? So I think the first thing we need to look at is, why did you come on this cruise?
I saw a lady with bright, shiny, red high-heel shoes. Oh, I was so jealous. But certainly the women, not men, had hair done and makeup and dressed beautifully. It was just a special day where we could forget about reality as I hope some of you have done on this cruise, and just enjoy being